Okay, so for my independent novel, I read Lord of the Flies by William Golding. This story starts out in a time of an unnamed war, and it's about a group of British boys who were flying on a plane and it got shot down. The pilot, along with some of the other boys, is killed, and in order to survive, the remaining boys have to form their own society on a foreign island that is free of other human life. So, a little bit about William Golding. He wrote Lord of the Flies right after the end of World War II. So, although this book is fiction, we can guess that the war that they're referring to is World War II. Also, this was his first novel, and it was written after he had been working as a teacher and training as a scientist. So, a lot of the scientific references he makes in this book are based on the fact that he was studying to be a scientist. So, he knew a lot about that kind of stuff. So, one of the main elements of fosterization in this novel is Simon being a Christ figure. One of the main things that points to that is his just pure goodness and understanding of people. He's always really nice and forgiving to everyone, and you never hear him say a bad thing. We see him viewing all the others that are turning savage like, and he knows that it's wrong and he tries to change them. He's really he seems like a prophet a lot too, because he just knows a lot about good and evil and human nature in general. Also, when he talks to the Lord of the Flies, which is the head of a dead pig that the boys had killed, and they think it's a beast, and they end up worshiping the beast, which is viewed as the devil in this book. Whenever he talks to the Lord of the Flies, it's kind of an allusion to Jesus confronting the devil during his 40 days in the wilderness. Additionally, Simon is killed by his own people, and that can be viewed as Jesus being killed. But in Lord of the Flies, Golding kind of has a twist on it where after Simon dies, instead of a rebirth and everything becoming good once again, it kind of delves the boys deeper into savagery, and which shows him not really believing in religion. Additionally, baptism is viewed in this book. Whenever the boys first get to the island, they jump in the lagoon and swim around, and it's seen as a really positive scene. And we can view this as baptism of them kind of purging their thoughts that they have about society and how they act in society, and we'll see them turning around and becoming more and more animalistic and savage-like. The location of the story is on an island, so they're cut off from society and they're literally trapped. So they're also trapped in their savage ways and their animalistic ways, and it shows that there's no escaping the evil that's inside of human nature. Also, communion is viewed in this book, and it's a positive communion of all the boys coming together after they have slaughtered a pig and all feasting and dancing, and it also shows how humans are naturally savage like, they're naturally violent, and they naturally enjoy doing bad things. The main literary element in this book is characterization. The 5 main characters are Piggy, Ralph, Jack, Roger, and Simon, and they all show important ideas and archetypes within the human race. First off, Simon shows the pure and natural goodness that can be seen in human nature. And then Jack shows savagery and the desire for domination and power. Piggy shows the scientific and technical ideas that come up within society, and Ralph shows the voice of reason and order within society. And then lastly, Roger shows extreme violence and animalistic brutality. And then the rest of the children on the island, who are mostly referred to as the little ones, they're like the younger kids, they just show the average people in today's society. So on a literary scale, this book would be about an 8, based on the fact that it's has a lot of underlying symbols and allegories that the reader has to be looking for in order to really understand the deeper meaning of this book. And then on a readability scale, it would be about a 6, just because it takes place with British people, so a few of their phrases and words aren't really familiar to the common reader. And then it was also written about 50 years ago, so some of the language we don't use anymore. And then I would recommend this book because it's well written and it's thought provoking, and it also makes you take a step back and examine human nature. And then this is just my works cited page, and that's all.